morning, everybody, and in case it's not morning where you're at, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I am your host, Anthony Longhair Leclair, and I am joined by my marvelous co-host, Marla, I can't fucking speak today, Marla the Mouse McHardy.
What's up, everybody?
And our favorite friend here on this show, Justin. Hey, how much do you charge for lessons, Bud Robinson?
Also known as Justin Malalala.
That's right. That's exactly it, everybody. Today's episode is brought to you by Gibson's Rare Whiskey. It's a great Canadian blend of grains, and it's so good. It's fueling this episode. So hey, shout out to Gibson's if they want to give us a sponsor. Today we're going to be
cheers to that.
That's right. So today we're going to be covering Juliet Ruin, which is a band from Western Canada. They are just releasing their album today. Well, technically, we're recording this the day before the release, so they're releasing it tomorrow. But you won't know that because you'll be listening to this episode today, which is September 6th, which is not what actually today is because it's September 5th, but you'll be listening to it on the 6th, and that's when we're posting it, and that's when their album's dropping, and you should check that shit out. The album is called Old Stardust, Love and Chaos.
Ooh.
It does say for fans of Killswitch, by the way.
Absolutely, I knew it. They know what I'm after, man.
Yeah.
They know just how to get you.
I'll get to that, though. I'll bring that up when we play a song.
Yeah. So, for those of you who actively subscribe to the podcast and are listening now and have listened to all the Daily Sweep episodes as well, you'll know that they recently released a video that we actually mentioned was going to be released today, but that's a lie. The video's been out for a bit. It's one of their singles called Spite. And so we plugged that yesterday, technically today because we're recording, doesn't matter. So we plugged that yesterday, and so Justin will get a notification when he gets home after this is posted that, you know, and he'll have already listened to it because he was on the episode.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. And,
he's already on his phone. He's waiting for the upload.
That's right. So, there it is. So...
You're the one with your phone on this time. Ha-ha!
Yeah, well...
You gave me shit for that last time.
Yeah.
Now I'm giving you shit. Turn your fucking phone off, Anthony.
I did before you even said it. But
so I shouldn't turn mine on to troll.
As long as it's on silent, that's fine. But that's funny that you say that, Marla, now as you move your hand over to your phone to put it on silent.
Fuck you!
That's what I thought. So, so we're only going to cover 3 tracks from this 10-track album. And we are going to start with the very opening track called Simple Wars. It's a doozy, as Marla gets her yawn on over here.
Hey, it's not that late in the evening, but okay, whatever. I'm not yawning because I'm bored or about it or anything.
That sounds like a little...
Just cut this shit out and go to the song. Jesus Christ.
Yes?
I'm thrilled.
I am too. Me yawning had absolutely nothing to do with this episode.
I'm Anthony Leclair.
I'm Justin Malalala.
I feel like it's rip on everybody today. It's National Rip on Your Podcast Mate Day today.
Yeah, it's great. That's a new thing that we've made now. Every September 5th, well, except when you listen to the episode, it'll be September 6th. So every September 6th is National, or every September 5th? When they're listening or when we're recording? When do you want it?
Oh,
the holiday.
Man.
You
Burger
choose.
King right now?
It's up to
How
you.
I want it? Let's go when they want it. Let's have it their way.
Have it their way.
We'll have it their way. So September 6th, when you listen to it, is
Burger King,
National
if you want to
Rip
come
on
at us
Your
with a sponsor, you let us know. We eat it all. You got fries, I eat them. You got a burger, I eat that too. You come at me.
Yeah, BK. I come from a small town called Deep River, Ontario. And like one of the only claims to fame of that town is when you're driving on the highway from Ottawa to North Bay.
That's right.
There's a BK on that fucking strip.
You get a vintage Burger King.
That's right.
You know what? So shout out to BK for sure and give us that sponsor.
Sponsor.
So yeah, so September 6th will forever be Rip on Your Podcast Mate and shout out to as many sponsors as you possibly can day.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful. You know what else is a mouthful? Anyway, here's the first track from Juliet Ruin's latest album, and the track is called Simple Wars.
Yeah.
that was great.
Yeah, I like that it sounded like on purpose, they were like, we gotta do a cool ending.
Yeah.
But also people have ended here before, so we gotta end somewhere different.
Just add
it's like
another
you hear them
couple-
make the
yeah.
decision. Yeah, I'm down with that. It was tight. It was tight.
Yeah, that was Simple Wars. Man. Yeah. Do you want someone who wants to start? I mean...
Why are you guys both looking at me?
Okay, fine.
You guys both know I'm on deck,
like-
so I'll wait if you guys got stuff.
Yeah, I think I was listening to this song and I was like, man...
You were what?
I know, right? What a fucking concept. I was listening to the song. Holy shit. Today's podcast is brought to you by listening to songs. Anyways... Yeah,
and Gibson's finest rare whiskey.
Yeah. But yeah, I was listening to the song and, you know, the thought occurred to me. I was like, I've never been in a mosh pit, but this song makes me want to be in a mosh pit.
You've never been in a mosh pit?
Yeah, I've never been in a mosh pit.
We gotta go. I mean, to be fair, it's probably unsafe for you because you're like 5 foot
yeah,
fuck all
because
and,
I'm, like...
you'd be lost, but
Yeah.
like you could like crowd surf the fuck out of that.
I
yeah.
would.
Because you weigh nothing, right? Especially with like
Yeah.
a crowd of like,
See, you want to know something? So, I was at Warped Tour, and I was watching a Bless the Fall concert, and the guy, Bo Boken, was up there. He was like, whoever's his first time at the concert, crowd surfing will give you a high five. And I look at my friend next, she's like, don't fucking do it. I was like, I want to do it. She's like, don't do it. And I was like, I really want to do it. And she's like, no, don't do it. So I didn't do it, but I should.
oh, well, that was a way lamer story than I thought it was gonna be.
I
I thought you were
know.
be like, and then I fucking did
I
it.
could have crowd surfed at a Bless the Fall concert, but I didn't. So
But now you can
here
go
we
to
are.
a Juliet Ruin concert, and while all like the beefy guys are like hoisting you up while they're going Simple Wars, you know,
Yeah.
and then it'd be like awesome.
This makes me want to be in a mosh pit.
Sweet.
That's how I feel about
Okay,
this song.
so just from the intro, I know you want to talk about it too. That major jump there.
Yeah, okay.
I always like try
I'm
not
so
to
ready
say.
to geek out.
I try not to say major lift because it makes me think I'm quoting Leonard Cohen every time I do
Mindful.
it.
My
Major
fault,
lift,
I
the
made
Baptist
a lift. That. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that intro, right? So, number one, sick ass the chord changes while the. I hope this is loud enough to get into the.
Yeah, it is.
So, number one, sick ass guitar lick. Number two, the chord changes around it are dope. And yeah, number three, when it feels like they extend the intro, your first thought sometimes is like, oh, they're doing it again. And then they drop down to the
Yeah,
major
it's like
root,
I need a whole
right?
8 fucking bars to do this.
Oh man, that's satisfying as fuck. And as soon as that happened, I went, oh, I trust their songwriting. And sure as hell, like the momentum carries for most of the song pretty fucking well. The riffs are extremely tight. The recording quality is pretty good. Like the production's
it is.
tight.
Yeah.
The production on that song is fantastic.
I will say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because like instrumentally it's like it's all tight, it's
Right.
all very tight. I find the vocals very thin
Right.
by
so you're
comparison
a
to
singer,
the rest.
So this is totally
exactly,
your
so I'm going to
biz.
focus on this,
Yeah.
right? Because, and I get it because they're just like, oh, fans of Evanescence and fans of this and that and the other. I get the Amy Lee vibe,
Yeah.
even if she doesn't go like to a higher register very often.
Yeah.
But it's like, and so you might dig this more because like the guitars are super present, right?
Yes.
In terms of the mix. But I think that diminishes where she's at when she hits it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I still get it, and I get the whole thing, and it's very tight, and it's a tight recording. Everyone's like doing their job.
Yeah.
I'm missing
I'm with you.
the punch from vocally.
Yeah, I'm with you because I thought of it the other way around. I didn't identify it as like, oh, something's missing from the singer. One of my thoughts, like when we were initially listening, was, wow, the guitar players have a lot of room, and I didn't understand melodically where they could do that. But I realized there are moments that the singer could have where the guitars are going like, don't get me wrong, like ham for like, and it's good.
Yeah.
But why don't you put some meat on everybody's plate?
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you're a vegetarian, in which case, sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Beyond Meat.
Oh God.
PETA, don't come at me, okay? All right. Like,
Beyond Meat, it might be a burger, but you don't know. It tastes like a burger, but it's not.
and
It might be sawdust, but
Yeah.
regardless, you did say like you didn't think about it being on the singer. I don't think it's on the singer at all. It's on the mix for the vocal track, not on her, right? Like that's on the engineering end of it. not
oh,
on
I
the-
see. So you meant timbre.
Like I don't think it's about her ability. I think it's where she's sitting in the mix.
Oh.
I think she's dialed back in the mix.
Yeah, because her voice is good.
And then there is that room for So like it's a solid recording. I just find like you're right. There's so much room for the guitars. And I think it's because she's not taking up any of that room.
Yeah, and all right, so maybe this is now. I don't know about you guys, but I've recorded some shitty EPs in my day. All right,
Here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I remember going to my first studio session, and I remember the engineer dialing back our singer in the mix because he was really pitchy. And I'm surprised it's happening here now that you mention that, because from what I hear, she's good.
On it. Because even if she's not dialed, which like I have every reason to assume that you are, because I don't know nothing about you guys personally.
Yeah.
But like even if you weren't dialed in on that, that's
okay
maybe because
it's an engineering or a mastering choice or something happened.
Because Melodyne exists, so no one should ever have to worry about pitch in a studio.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is what I think.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have that.
That's true.
Oh, curious. We didn't now. Again, going back to we didn't research. Like, I'm wondering if this is self-produced. If this is in the box. If this is in the box and this was done like your home studio setup, whatever like DAW you're running, this is like no matter who did it. I love instrumentally how everything sounds. But yeah, now that you pointed out, I wish I heard her more. She's real good.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
But it does sound damn good. Like the drums come through hella good.
Oh yeah.
As a bass player in a lot of heavier
really
genres of music, mixing bass is often a crime, and often a lot of people get just lost in the mix.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling this guy left most of his stuff flat, or at least he kept a lot of that juicy mid-range, because he comes through real nice, even with the guitars being so chunky.
Yeah.
And that's often a challenge.
They actually don't say where they
where they recorded it? Maybe it was self-produced.
Kind of shitty. So if it's self-produced, then fucking awesome. All I'd say is
that's what I mean. I'd have no
push those vocals up a bit. I mean, I'd have no criticism, but for the fact that I want to hear your vocals more because they're awesome.
Yeah, but if this was paid for, then the gentleman you paid should have known better.
Yeah. So get your money back, or get more studio time for the remasters a couple years from now when you guys are.
Also, assume immediately it's a guy who mixed because it's so guitar heavy.
It's a little sexist there, Justin.
I don't mean that.
Like
Listen, raised like I was the only guy in a household of women, and I continued like single dad, 2 daughters. It's just me. I just think women are more sensible people. They would have had to mix better.
That's
for real.
So, Jess Fleming, we're not coming at you. That's the lead vocalist, by the way. We're not coming at you. We're just saying...
No, if anything...
We want to hear more of you.
We want to hear more. Like, a lot. Bring that vocal up. You sound good.
Yeah. Alright, so, we're going to dig into track number 2. Not just the second track that we're covering, but it's also track number 2 in the album, which is the single that they had the video for, which
this is Spite.
Which is a hilarious
I love that
video.
It was hilarious.
It is priceless.
I love how candid you guys are in the video. That's just great. Like, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, shout out to whichever guitarist it was. It's either Kent Geislinger or Dane Armsworthy. These are... Fuck, you guys have fantastic fucking names in your band.
Armsworthy, that's a fucking great last name.
For a lead guitar player, fucking right, Armsworthy is the right name.
That's
Dude,
true.
you've got the name for
the only other
a guitarist.
If it was Hansworthy, that would be the only level up.
Yeah.
However, I have to say, whichever one of you is the one with the chord charted F with the U next to it on their shirt, love it. Where'd you get that shirt?
Where did you want that
shirt?
Yeah, we both want that shirt. We all want that shirt.
Fantastic, I'm in.
Yeah.
So let us know, and maybe we can all get a discount for the 3 of us to grab that shirt. That'd be sweet.
That'd be great.
Oh, I would be so
right?
So endeared. Oh my gosh.
Oh, by the way, I don't mean to like talk shit about another band, but One in the Chamber, we're still waiting on our shirts.
Where are the shirts?
Yeah. We'd like 3 in the chamber, please.
All right, here we come with the here we come. That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Poor girl. Or if it was a Rammstein video, poor keyboardist.
Oh boy.
So, here's their second track from their latest album, Spite. Yeah.
Yeah, I really dig that one. The chorus is real nice because her vocals are like way more present in this tune.
Yeah, and then backing vocals as given by it's Kent Geislinger, Kent, my man.
Yeah.
Rocking some fucking intense vocals. Wait, but the bass player also does vocals. So
yeah. Bass fam, let's go.
Wait, we're gonna watch the video really quick, because if it's that FU guy, then I know who it is who's doing the vocals. Oh, fuck, which one is it? Which one? Okay, so it's the bass player. Cody Reed, my man, with the vocals. Solid.
Nice.
Yeah, because we all know the song's name is Sprite, right?
Yep.
So that's sweet. I don't know how you do that with your voice. Cool.
Also, the intro to your music video makes me want to Sprite now, so thanks.
Man.
We're going to Max later. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're going to Circle K later.
Circle K later.
yeah.
Oh, God.
This episode brought to you by Circle K.
Brought to you by Circle K, which used to be Max, which used to be Mike's Milk.
Mike's Milk?
Yeah.
Mike's Smart before...
Mike's Smart,
I was
yeah.
gonna
I had
say.
Mike's Milk before Mike's Smart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't wrong. You just missed one.
Brought to you by the
Circle K.
the token corner store in Ontario that has changed names so many times.
Who needs the Quickie Mart? I do.
For contacts for our international listeners we don't have yet, these are all the same convenience store.
So, Jess Fleming, what the fuck on vocals? Man, we were talking while we were listening to the song. Sorry, I know we were talking while we were listening to the song. But, you made me think of Arch Enemy because she's got some fucking badass vocals. And apparently, well, now there's a new singer who also has badass vocals.
Yeah.
But, man, yeah, that just
She's
like...
got that Angela Gasso
that-
vibe go hard, yeah.
Yeah.
It's super sick. I don't know how you're getting... So I'm really curious, because people who do it this well often have all seen the same video, and I'm wondering if you went looking for it, because Angela Gasso had a vocal coach who she popularized, and I even went looking to it to try and learn screaming. I could never do it. I'm also curious, are you doing this inhaling, or is that an exhale? So many questions. Like, it sounds so crisp.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
There was
Hopefully it's not hurting her voice. you know?
Yeah. Don't burn out, because this is awesome
it's
fucking music.
fucking rad.
You know what? This kind of it almost reminds me of there's a band that I knew in high school called Courage My Love, and it was two twins who did like their voices. They kind of switched up vocals, but their singing style kind of reminded me of her voice, and I love it a lot. It's great.
Thank fuck it's not three twins.
Dude, fuck you! Today's podcast is brought to you by Anthony being a smartass. What else is new?
Today's episode is brought to you by Anthony being a smartass. Brought to you by Gibson's Finest Rare.
I want to... Oh, yeah, for sure. Gibson's. I want
12
to give a
year.
shout out to the bass player, though.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing with your fingers. Now...
Wait, he was playing with his fingers? He wasn't playing with his toes?
No, as opposed to a pick. Don't dad joke me. You can't dad joke a dad, okay? I fucking see you coming. But, for real, a lot of people in this style of music go to playing with a pick, and I don't want to disparage bass players who play with a pick. I'm not a judgy fuck.
Dylan's dad would. He'd be like, fuck you playing with a pick.
I know, and I respect Dylan's dad a lot. And
Me too.
And I kind of secretly agree. However,
Ron for the win!
I realize that there are certain sounds that do sound real nice if you're playing with a pick. There are certain aggressive tones that sound real nice. Yeah. I've played enough with like distortion on bass to know, having that extra attack is nice. He gets it real smooth and dirty. He gets it smooth enough to fill the mix with the guitars, and there's just enough buzz to make it interesting. I really like his bass tone. So yeah, I realize not a lot of people might pick that out. But mixing bass...
They won't pick it at all, because he's using his fingers.
Right?
Oh, shit!
Just hearing bass in metal is often a fucking challenge, and it pisses me off. But he comes through real good, and I'm real happy about it.
Cody Reed, we're talking about you.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, man.
It's a good tone.
I love the breakdown. Well, it's very brief. It's like the bridge of the song, I guess. Just that, like, it's just drums and lead guitar doing that little rip there. And then it just then all punches in at the same time on the second go of it. Makes me smile a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like just percussion and then like something small and then everything just like hits all at once.
Right?
Yeah.
They do, especially when they
Getting
bring
a
in the
musical
choruses.
slap in the face.
That's right.
That's great.
Yeah. When they bring in that chorus too, like near the end, they do one of those where they come in on that like real big time. Also, the vocal hook is nice. The da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
da-da-da. That's a real nice, simple repeat that sounds real nice.
It's great. It gets stuck in your head. That song's gonna get stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's quality earworm.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's already there. Yeah.
Cheers! Cheers, Spite!
Cheers, Spite.
Cheers!
Gibson's finest.
Cheers! What are you out of your mind? Cheers!
Forget about it.
That's a goodie.
Yep. So, yeah, that's a great song.
Great song.
What are we jumping into next here, lady and gent? We're going to go into, what did we decide? Charlatan, right? You wanted to do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to kick into what I believe is Charlatan. If not, then we'll edit this out and then we'll have it in the Bluebirds because I fucked up. But we're going to listen to Charlatan now.
If I fuck this up, I'll edit it. But I'll confidently not fuck this up.
That's right.
We'll bury in the mix.
Also, what I want to say, just about the single, about Spite. Apparently, the single is about the goddess of spring and hell. So, like, you know Persephone, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. According to their EPK here, the single is about the goddess of spring and hell in Greek mythology and serves as a nod to badass women everywhere. The music coming is laced with fury, reflection, and tears. Yeah. So that's sweet. And then their first single... So sorry, I guess this is an expansion of the very first single, Seasons, which is a song we're not covering, was about the story of Persephone. So that's fucking cool that you're digging deep into that. So Spite is, I guess, an extension of that and saying, like, fucking badass women out there.
I give a nod back to you for badass women, because hell yeah, badass women.
Because the marvelous Marla the Mouse McHardy is a badass woman.
You're a badass bitch!
I'm a badass bitch!
You don't know what the fuck you're missing!
In case no one gets the reference we're talking about. Just...
Anyone who listens to Joe Rogan.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, just shout out to Joe Rogan.
Shout out Joe Rogan. I'm gonna link this on one of your pages or something, and then let's talk. I know we won't, but like I really wish we could.
Oh,
because that'd be amazing.
I would love
like
it.
Listening to you talk shit about music on a podcast. I feel would be the most hilarious thing. You just give no fucks.
Yeah,
that makes me smile so much.
Mm-hmm. Joe Rogan's the fucking man.
Hashtag Joe Rogan.
Hashtag Joe Rogan.
Hashtag sponsoring.
Hashtag Gibsons. Have you ever wondered why there's a hashtag on your phone? Have you ever wondered why people call it pound? Have you ever wondered why it's not called the pound it? What does it have to do with the fist bump anyways? Hashtags. Brought to you by Gibson's. Gibson's finest. Have you ever wondered why I'm rambling this podcast? Have you ever had any questions as to what this has to do with Juliet Ruin? Aside from my making an ass of myself enjoying their songs, nothing. However, pop a bottle. Enjoy some Gibsons. Gibsons. Maybe we make those guitars after all.
Here's Charlatan.
It's a guilt that makes you
That's a very unexpected ending.
It was.
Man,
I was expecting
so much I want to say already. This is dope.
Yeah, I know. I was expecting a little more like, just right at the end of that line, and then like to the end. But no,
it
and
sort
then
of
it just like
left
released.
you hanging
Yeah,
there. I kind of like that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's like you were saying before. It's just like, oh yeah, they're doing this thing that they know everyone does, and then they're like, fuck you, we're gonna do like this a little bit more, just to make you think you know what's gonna happen, and then you don't.
That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty
like
sweet.
that.
This is a fucking awesome song.
It is. The vocals on this song were fucking amazing. I loved them.
Yeah, I like that
lot.
she, I was just, during the song, I was like, man, I wish you would just hold more notes. And then you held a good one and went, oh, that's the shit. You gotta hold more of those. It sounds real good, man. When you milk it, it sounds real good.
Yeah.
Also, especially since the guitar players are obviously really, really melodic. They're really adept at writing, shout out to guitar, songwriting-wise. The riffs are very full.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities to use really, eccentric chords, and they're taking them. I'm hearing minor 7s, I'm hearing minor 9s, that kind of thing. I'm down with it. Mm-hmm. So those kind of chords underneath, a real strong, held note, sounds badass. And then there was that moment where they did it, and then it faded in, it immediately came back hard, she came out screaming. It was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, the entirety of that breakdown was kick-ass.
I loved that breakdown when everything sort of just mellowed out for a bit, and I'm just sitting there going, ooh, I like it. I like it.
And it kicks straight back in from those awesome notes. Because so Jess Fleming is the vocalist in this, and she's so kick-ass. But you were commenting earlier how she doesn't really go very high at all at any point. And she's kind of on the level, she's sort of down here the whole time, right?
Yeah.
And as an alto, I don't know, Jess, if you are an alto or not, but I feel that. It's hard to go up there, so,
But in this
fucking
song...
props to you if you're an alto.
But in this song, you fucking go, and it's awesome. And then you go straight from going up and hitting those awesome notes we're talking about, straight back to the fucking screaming, and I don't know, I don't understand. Obviously, in the recording of it, you can just take your time, and you can, just do the one, and then go back and do the other. If you do that song live, fuck.
I have a question for it. Now, I'm curious who writes the most stuff, or who are the biggest contributors riff-wise, because I feel like I may have listened to a lot of the same foundational music, because I kind of, the way I write riffs, in my head, I openly tell myself, man, I'm a giant Killswitch Engage fan, okay? So I'm always going for saucy moments. These guys have a lot of real saucy, good-ass riffs. There's a moment where it's just da-da-da-da-da-da-da, the guitar's going, but the drums is just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it only happens for 4 beats before they go to other shit. But moments like that are clutch. It sounds real, it sounds really good. Mm-hmm. Also, curious about the intro, if there was, Protest the Hero influence. That's very choppy, I dig it.
For sure they have a Killswitch influence, though, and they mentioned that in their EPK, for fans of kind of thing.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. You got a lot of, and if I feel to the point where I think they like what I like about Killswitch Engage. There's a certain era where it's just tons of groove somewhere between the end of Heartache era to This Is Absolution to In Due Time. In between there is hella groove, and that's where these guys sit. It's real nice. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. I mean, fuck.
Yeah,
I dig the hell out of this. Everyone who's listening, which is everyone right now, I should just say everyone, because obviously, if I'm saying everyone, the only people who hear that are the people who are listening.
Yeah.
So, everyone, go out today and download. Oh, Justin's got his hand up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll
before
stop.
we wrap up, we can't wrap up without the come down. I don't want to call it a breakdown, because breakdowns normally talk about something different. I guess the interlude, the bridge.
Yeah.
But it's just bass. The drums go to that big halftime kind of thing on the ride, and then the bass gets to really open up with a riff. That was cool. I was a big fan of that. And the notes have a lot of clarity. So you hear the bass mix on its own, and you still get to see there's so much treble in his mix, and there's so much mid in his mix. And as soon as the guitars come in, it still sounds buttery smooth.
It still fills everything.
Oh, that's good bass mix, man. I'm a fucking fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I, we're there.
Yeah.
Juliet Ruin, man, is fucking awesome. Check out their album, Old Stardust, Love and Chaos. drops today. Go download that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Links in the description. You know, if you like the podcast, then subscribe or whatever.
Subscribe or whatever.
This podcast powered by Leclair Studios. Check that place out, leclairstudios.com, if you're interested in checking out arts being promoted in all sort of facets. Also, this episode brought to you by
Gibson's. Have you ever wondered why your fridge has stopped working? Is the hydro out in your house? Have you heard noises in your attic? Fuck it. Grab yourself a bottle of Gibson's. You don't need to worry about all that shit. Pay your bills? No. Don't worry about that. Take out the garbage? Fuck, someone will find it anyways. But in the meantime, cheers. Have yourself a Gibson's. It's smooth as silk. And it's good for you like milk. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a doctor. Gibson's.
Swept Media. Get swept up in today's independent music.
Just let it record.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Marla's inability to speak.
Pour us another
What were you
round.
gonna say?
Pour us another round.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say today's podcast is brought to you by Anthony fucking off to take a piss mid-podcast.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's not even recording. Oh,
It is recording.
It is
It is
recording.
recording. Perfect.
I'm not a fucking
Today's
schmuck.
podcast.
I'm not a schmuck.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the podcast recording when you think it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's podcast is brought to you by the inability to do things properly. We've all been procrastinators before. We're all gonna be procrastinators again.
Yeah.
We're all procrastinators right now. So come on down to Don't Get Your Shit Done. We're doing it right now. We got one guy pissing, two guys sitting on a couch. It's not a fucking problem. You want to not get your shit down? You come on down. What's the address? Who gives a fuck? You're not coming here anyways because you're not getting your shit done. Brought to you, but not getting your shit done.
Oh, that's fantastic. Today's podcast is brought to you by everybody's complete inability. Today's podcast is brought to you by everybody's complete inability to grasp the English language. No, not one of us can speak proper English today. Nobody. You got a podcast. You got a podcast. You got Justin Malalala.
Do you suffer from speech impediment? Do you want to? I don't have a pitch. Just find a way to damage your mouth as fast as possible. You'll be fine.
Procrastinators unite tomorrow.
Yeah. Today's podcast is brought to you by Anthony being back from taking a piss.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Today's podcast is brought to you by Gibson's finest rare
absolutely.
whiskey.
Absolutely,
Justin.
Absolutely.
It didn't make like a
Wait.
thunk sound.
Oh,
Wait,
of course.
Wait. Oh, there you go.
Gibson's.
That's amazing.
Are you good, or do you want?
You ever want to forget where you park your
right
truck?
now.
Let me tell you, come on down to Gibson's. You don't need to drink a lot. You just drink a little bit. We've been making this shit for years. You don't want to forget your keys? Forget you had kids? Forget your dog? Who gives a shit? Gibson's. We don't just make guitars. That's a different guy. Gibson's.
We're so not getting that sponsorship now.
You ever found yourself locked in a porta potty? Gibson's.
Okay, we're gonna listen to a song now.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
What do you have to do?
Scratching my leg, but it's my
Today's podcast is brought to you by Justin scratching his quote-unquote leg.
It's my leg.
Is it your third leg?
Today's podcast is brought to you by Justin scratching his third leg.
Do you hate summer? Do you hate chafing? Do you hate having to deal with chafing? I'm not plugging anything. Just now you know a little bit about me.